Okay, so there are about 2 games that you want to highlight this week that actually happened for the past game week. Let's go into...
Which upset? There's 2 upset.
There's 2 upset me. One of
No,
them no what?
Shouldn't it be for you? You should be
Yeah, there's
upset.
one upset lah.
So which one you want to talk about?
Let's talk about Manchester United. It was an emphatic win, 9-0. 2 red cards for Southampton.
That's an upset.
And that's
9-0.
Upset, eh?
That's a big win. How do you find the
It's
game?
the biggest win so far, right? This season. It's the biggest win.
I think it's normal for Southampton.
This
is the second time. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
The biggest win. Okay.
I mean, for United, it's nothing new because they equaled their biggest win record.
Equal.
Yeah, so we did win 9-0 before.
Okay.
So it's not the first time. So that's why they equaled the record.
Okay.
But of course, nothing new to Southampton. It's been the second time for them in like recent, I think not the same season or could be last season.
Yeah.
So it's in recent times, both times coming at 9-0, specifically 9-0. So
Southampton was doing so well at the start of the season. They were playing well. They were actually very, very consistent with their wins, draws. I mean, the way they play, Ings up front being very, very fired up. He scores in, out.
I think he got injured, right? He got injured. May have caused it.
But they have the tenacity. They have the mental strength to like come back from the win against Chelsea, right? 3-3. So it's like very, very. They are playing well. I will say that they are playing well. But after that, suddenly like a dropping off.
They have suspensions and injury crisis, so that did really eat them up.
Injury crisis.
Yeah. So.
But that says a lot about Manchester United, right? 9-0.
Yep.
Bruno scoring penalty again.
Okay.
But who's the Martial also scored 2 goals, right? So it's a good outing.
Yeah,
Cavani scored. Cavani scored.
So Cavani scored.
Who doesn't score lah?
So does it kind of show you now you are like 4 points ahead of Liverpool? With both teams playing 22 games, are you really confident that you guys are settled and ready to challenge for the title?
We are ready to challenge, but I won't say we are settled. I mean that is far away from that.
Really?
Yeah. I mean the team is showing the togetherness. In the previous games, especially the Sheffield United game where they felt undone, you can actually look at the players' attitude where they actually come out on social media to express their disappointment. Plus also, being sidelined by racism as well. So the team is stronger because they are fighting for each other, right? Because the Sheffield United game was the one that was the topic of the racism because several players were targeted by racist fans, and then even prior to that, all the draws, they also, the players huddled together and they say, we could have done better. There is a little bit of maturity because they do own up. They, come out right to the social media because the fans are not in the stadium. They cannot show that they're being sad and all that. So they show it on social media. So they do express, resentment for not winning. So I like that attitude because that is what fans like to see.
Yeah.
Taking ownership and then of course able to point the finger at yourself saying, okay, my mistake. Own up. I mean, you're not good on that day, so just own up. So most of them do, and most of them come out on social media to say that, hey, we could have done better.
Sometimes it's useless to blame people and to blame opponents when the only thing you can change is yourself, right?
Yeah, correct.
So might as well
that's right.
continue to work on yourself.
I mean, those games that we deserve to lose, we rightfully lost. I mean, that is what we have to agree on because that means the other team turned up and you did not. That is the only reason why you lost.
Yeah.
If it was a draw game, you can say it's a fair fight, fair victory. A draw would mean it's a fair victory for both teams because neither of the teams did well enough to get the points, right? So that would mean a draw. But if you lost, then you only have yours to blame. I mean, of course, other than the controversial decisions going against you, but if you overcome that, if your team is really that good and you can score, then what is 9-0 or what is like? You can still win a game by scoring 5 goals conceding 3 or 4, doesn't matter.
So it's not because of Southampton playing very badly.
I mean, fair play to Southampton. I wouldn't discount them. I mean,
they had 2 red cards lah.
The very first red card came in within
la.
the first 80 seconds,
Yeah.
like 1 minute.
Yeah,
Yes,
1 minute.
1 minute.
Yes.
So it was a very big factor already.
That threw them off, and then the gameplay was gone. I think the only mistake Southampton manager did was immediately after losing that player, he went on an ultra defensive mode. So you can actually see Danny Ings playing left back, which
they dropped
that
down,
was the one that really opened up the can of worms, because the moment you resign to your half, we got nowhere else to go other than come at you, because if you were to bring your players up, the ball movement will be higher up. But if you resign and you bring the ball,
you have 3/4 and nearer to the
and then we got nowhere else to go other than in front, right? So you can tell, even in fact, in the first half, United scored 4 goals. So at halftime, I was like, "What is this? Am I watching?" Because it was basically Southampton had no intent to go up already, because they knew that for the next 80 minutes or so. 89 minutes or so, we're gonna defend, and they had that attitude, and so they got punished for that. Because if they did have the courage to bring players up, and they have fast players, so I was surprised that just that sending off put them on ultra defensive mode.
And the thing is that they are not trained for that kind of play.
Maybe they
because
were not prepared.
there are teams that actually does play in this kind of park it up and then after that counter attack, park it up and counter attack. Like example, Burnley, they are very trained in this kind of gameplay. So Southampton is not. You can see that all the while the whole season they are actually an attacking team. So when they got one player sent off, right, when they start to defend, they are not suited for this kind of gameplay.
And against quality opposition like United, I mean, you have Rashford who can score, Cavani who's a proven goal scorer at any situation, head, leg, left leg, right leg, he can score. Then you have, Bruno playing as well. So you got players who can create goals and score goals, and that, I guess, is the wrong thing to do against, a strong attack.
Plus you have Walcott.
Not against Liverpool though, but okay,
talking about racism, racism continues to rear its ugly head again. This time concerning Arsenal's legend Ian Wright. There was a court decision that did not go favourably. I think the judge was quite lenient against this boy or fan that kind of said mean things about Ian Wright. Ian Wright said that he has forgiven the boy, but he was quite disappointed with the results. Even Arteta has stood behind and voiced it out and said that it's not right. And I think the FA is talking and discussing whether social media platforms or companies should be punished or should be fined for allowing this kind of post to exist. So I think the fight is on many fronts, like you say. We can report it. In the previous episode we talked about it, right? We can report it, or FAs can come in, clubs can come in, must support the players, take a stand, and maybe find social media. I mean, everybody have to play their part.
Social media, I think that's the thing. Social media platform is a very, very it's a zone where you can voice out whatever you want. They cannot be partial. They need to be very, very standardized. Just open. You want to say it, you say it, but that's on you. So the ones who did take action is not the social media platforms. It's actually the people.
It depends, because these are companies. They might need social responsibility.
In this day and age where anything is possible. I mean, in terms of like technology. I mean, to me, it's still a surprising situation where you talk about companies who run social media or media. They actually have the control or the power to do so. They can code algorithms that would detect early on this is a racist comment. So you don't have to flag it. It's like internally the algo will flag it and deny the user. So they could do that. So I mean, obviously that will then go against of freedom of speech, expression.
Social media then it's not social media already.
So
it's
but then we are not solving the problem, because the problem is racism, and racism should not be freedom of speech. So
there is a certain code of conduct for society.
Correct. So if you equate both,
I agree.
If you equate both saying being racist is okay because it's well within your freedom of speech, then you're not solving the problem ever.
The thing is, I'm not agreeing with racism itself. I'm not agreeing with social media being controlled, because you have to know that these people, right, if they don't have this platform to say it out, they will still have another platform to say it out. And because of this platform having your racist tweets or whatever on record, they use this as evidence. So in my mind, these are actually important. The social media platform itself is important so that you can weed these people out.
Yeah.
It's like you're saying, let the house burn because we got fire engine. That's really damage done already. And then just because you have a fire engine nearby you does not solve the problem.
I think multiple approaches needs to be done.
Yeah,
and
I mean
it's a constant thought of what more can be done to prevent racism. Yeah, like this or bending on one knee, right? Yes, it doesn't really punish anybody. It doesn't punish any racist, but it creates awareness.
Yes,
So by just
that's
creating awareness
and
continuously reminding ourselves and reminding each other, that is part of the whole holistic campaign. So there's many ways to stop it: enforcement, education, awareness, and all that.
But take a stand. Everybody
let's just take a stand. What about Man U fans? Next game is against Everton.
Yeah, man.
At Old Trafford.
I mean, coming off from 9-0 at Old Trafford, and to build upon a victory would be very important, because we've been okay on the road but not okay at home. So coming from a 9-0 at home, this is the time to capitalize and build on, because you have a nice foundation.
You got a momentum
going, and I mean, Everton themselves, they are not doing that bad either. They are on up and down, but they've been consistent. They're still always in that top 8, top 6.
Constantly up and down.
Yeah. So I mean, now it's still anybody's game, because let's not even talk about title chances, because again it is open that wide.
But you're confident?
I'm confident. I mean, this game.
You're confident for the title lah?
No, confident with the game.
Confident title. Yeah.
Title also is confident.
Confident also with title lah?
Confident. Even I'm confident with the title.
Arsenal lah?
Arsenal no lah. Top 4.
Think about it. You are also only like 15 points away.
Yeah, 15 points.
Possible.
Only 15 points away. Well done guys. Well done.
Yeah, even Liverpool can lose 4 times, so why not?
Yeah, man. We can draw 7 times. It's okay lah.
So you're confident that Manchester United will win?
Yeah,
what about you? Score prediction?
I go for 2-0.
2-0 to Everton.
United win lah.
United lah.
Okay.
To home.
You hate Everton, right? You hate both clubs already.
That's the thing. I want draw 2-2. Sorry Sasi, sorry Man U fans, sorry whatever. 2-2.
So I think for me, Manchester United 2-0 as well.
United win.
Yeah, United win, because James Rodriguez is not in the headlines anymore. Kevin Lewin is scoring, but what?
That is Everton who win.
Come on. I've been predicting correctly, recently. Yeah. You can play back. Only Fantasy League only not so good.